Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I'm coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta episode 9. So let's get to it. Alright you guys, so Pastor Regina Bell, every time I see that name I be thinking I'm waiting for her to start singing Make It Like It Was. Better known as Phaedra's mama. She is visiting and her and Phaedra are just sitting around talking about how, Phaedra really wants this funeral home to, jump off. And, Phaedra's just like, I really want it to be something spectacular. I want it to be something fabulous. I want it to be something to die for. Her mom is pumping her up and it's just like, yeah, you really should. That funeral for your great aunt was something beautiful, and the horses and the carriages and all the over-the-topness. She didn't say that part, but yeah, that's over the top. Horses and carriages for real. Phaedra is worried, however, that Apollo is still not ready to sign on to this whole idea. And, she keeps on, bringing up, like, how, she needs him to be there to pick up the bodies. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, damn, is he going to be literally picking up the dead bodies, like, scooping them off the street or picking them up off the slab? I was like, ooh, that is very morbid. What a strange occupation you want to get into. She tells the mom that she's going to take Apollo down to talk to old Slick Willie Watkins down at the funeral home so that Mr. Watkins can impart his wisdom. And in part he does, even though half of us couldn't understand what he was saying. Thank God they had a damn subtitle, because otherwise we wouldn't know what he was talking about.
But, Willie Watkins say that, you gotta be ready to learn everything about the dead people. I want you guys to learn everything. You gotta be ready to see him cut up. I ain't making you sick, am I?
Oh, Willie got a little bit of the old marble mouth, and he had a little taste of laryngitis. I was like, what you say? Apollo looked like he wanted to cry. He had that glazed over look. You kind of looking at him like this. Apollo don't want to be fooling around with no dead people. I think old Slick Willie was getting a kick out of it. So he tells him he going to take him around the tour around the funeral home. So, they go into the embalming room.
This is where we pump out the blood and pump in the fluid.
And then they go into the casket salon, and old Willie again is like, you want to get in that one? And Apollo's like, hell no. Apollo's getting all the ins and outs of the funeral business. Looks like Apollo is going to do it, because later on in the show, he tells Phaedra, he's in. And Fantasy Funerals by Phaedra is born. Kandi wants to cross over into another genre. She's been singing, she's been writing for R&B and hip-hop for all these years. Just to put it plain, y'all R&B and hip-hop heads ain't buying music no more. So, she's ready to cross over to some country music, because evidently they still legally buying their music. She hooks up with Jody Messina, who is evidently a country star already established, and, they decide to collaborate on a song, that's going to hopefully help Kandi cross over into the country genre. So, Kandi goes there and she has her song and she sings it for Jody, and Jody is not really feeling all of that, but they do decide to compromise. They take some of Candy's words, some of Jody's words, they put it together, and it actually sounds like it's going to be a really nice song. So I hope it works out for Kandi. I'm telling you, that Kandi is the epitome of a hustler. You know what? She almost might be like a Black Madonna. Not quite on that level, but you know how Madonna's always able to reinvent herself? Honey, sis got a reality show, songwriting, sex toy selling, internet web-based show, smartphone apps, spades game on the smartphones, empire going on. I mean, you can't hate on Kandi. Hell, she a hey man. She got 10 job. Nene and Marlo meet up for drinks, and they're meeting up to discuss the so-called tension between the two of them and the whole Charles Grant connection. First of all, y'all, them two are already friends. Secondly, can nobody tell me that Marlo was ever Charles Grant's woman? I mean, for real. She is not fixing to go from her rich old white men to this nigga. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to take it there. I hate to be racial on it, but let's just keep it real. You will never, ever see a Charles Grant in that swanky little fundraiser that she was doing with all the blonde hair, blue-eyed women up in there. Absolutely no way. Those women adored Marlo. They would not adore Marlo with Charles Grant. Hell, the damn cornrows alone would scare him to death. They needed a tie-in, some kind of way to tie in Marlo into the show. And, you know, they used Charles Grant, the little Charles Grant connection, to try to create some drama between Marlo and Nene. The shit didn't work, okay, because they hit it off. I'm just amazed that Marlo has been able to, you know, hang with the tea and crumpets ladies so long. I mean, you know, she is, she's really in there. And I'm just like, good for you, girl. I mean, especially since she had been arrested 7 times, you know, over some hood shit, you know, fighting in the club over some bitch. I mean, I guess it happens to the best of us. But like I said, them ladies adore Marlo. You could look at them and tell they just really, really adored her. She was like the special black. You know how people look at Michael Jordan. He ain't like regular black. He the special black. That's kind of the same way that they look at Marlo. Anyway, at the fundraiser, you know, the jewelry designer is there, and she's just explaining what all the pieces are. And at one point, she's telling Nene about, I mean, she is putting it down heavy on Nene, trying to get Nene to buy these earrings, explaining that, you know, how she came up with the design idea and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, Marlo is looking at a ring on her finger, and the lady tells her that it's like $44,000, and Marlo's like, okay, I think I'm gonna get this one. You know, just like you was just like, oh, okay, I think I'm gonna change the channel. Nene decides to pass. So who really rich, bitch? Okay, you guys, Cynthia and Peter are going out on a date night. And, you know, Peter's all pumped up about the fact that they, you know, they haven't really been out on a date for this whole year that they've been married. And, you know, Cynthia ain't really feeling it like that. You know, she's still pissed off from what happened, you know, when he deserted her at her opening night. She says that they have a communication problem here. And, you know, the night of her show, when it came to the point where she felt like she needed his support, he wasn't there. He just left, didn't say anything, didn't say bye, and just really basically made her look stupid. He come with some bullshit talking about he don't like to say bye. What? Okay, so then she tells him about himself. You know, this is a marriage. This is a team. We need to be there for each other. We need to talk to each other. Peter's whole attitude was like, listen, this is me. This the way I was when you met me. This the way I am right now. And this the way I'm gonna be. So basically, if you don't like this train ride that you on, then you can get off. And he said that, y'all, and I was like, damn. Just get off, girl. Get off, Cynthia. Then he says that all Lyndon's stubborn statement that I can't stand. I'm good. Piece of work old Uncle Jessup is. Anyways, later on they go to see their pastor who married them, you know, to tell him about the issues that they're having. And, you know, when they get in there, Cynthia is very open about her feelings. You know, the fact that she feels like Peter doesn't listen to her, you know, when she's telling them things, it's kind of just in one ear and out the other. And, you know, she just feels like she doesn't have his support. She feels like he doesn't give her the time of day. And Peter tells the pastor that her stories are too long and, you know, basically ain't got time for that shit. Peter's feeling is they both got married after 40. Peter, you know you lying. You got married after 80. His point was just like, we got married not when we were 20 and still grown. We got married when we were 100% set in our ways. You know, this is who we are. And, you know, to us, that makes sense. I mean, that is who you are. But when you make a decision to get married, okay, now you are one with somebody else. That's how it's supposed to work anyway, right? So you can't make decisions now just on your own and just by yourself. It's called compromise. It's called, you know, you have to, you got to strike a balance between the two of you guys. It's not going to just be one way and not the other anymore. I'm telling y'all, I've been married a long time. It don't work that way. The meeting is just going pretty sour. So pastor, you know, he says, well, you know what? Why don't you guys tell me what you guys love about each other. And this is always the point in counseling sessions, I would think, where people are reminded about why they fell in love with each other. It's just supposed to be a tactic to get you to not dwell on the negative. Cynthia has a whole list, a plethora of things that she loves about Peter. And she lists them all with no problem. They just, right off the bat, she just comes out with everything. Peter, on the other hand, is just looking. And, y'all, be fair. It could be in the editing. It probably didn't happen that way. I mean, he probably didn't just look at her and didn't know what to say. His answer was still very perfunctory and just like standard. I like waking up to you. What kind of bullshit is that? I mean, how many times do you hear that in a song? Waking up to somebody. I mean, that's not, that ain't why you love me. That's not something that you're going to base your relationship on. It's, oh, I like the way she look in the morning when I wake up. Her breath don't stink or nothing. I need to have some reasons. And you know, these two been married for 1 year, you guys. 1 year. You should be able to still tick them off real quickly then. Because you still in the newlywed stage. I've said it so many times that if you have these kind of issues and you've only been married a year, this is the happy time. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is the time where you guys should be enjoying each other still. And if you can't stand each other at 1 year, the shit is not going to work. Alright, you guys, so that's it. I am going to review the game. It seemed like the show just snuck up on me all of a sudden. It's coming on tomorrow, Tuesday night. So, Wednesday or Thursday, it will be a review up for the game. You guys make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm itsrox, and this channel is for itsrox. I have my other YouTube channel, which is I'm Foxy Roxy. I have my blog spot, which is foritsrox.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter. You can like me on Facebook. I'm all over the place, y'all, worldwide. And that's it. I hope that all of you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars.